The morning sun, a golden orb, filtered through the ancient banyan tree, casting dappled shadows on the worn stone courtyard. Ajit, a young Buddhist monk, knelt in meditation, his eyes closed, his mind a still pond reflecting the sky. The rhythmic chant of the monks from the nearby temple drifted through the air, a gentle lullaby to his soul. Ajit had joined the monastery at a young age, drawn to the tranquility and simplicity it offered. He had left behind the bustling city, its noise and chaos, to embrace a life of silence and contemplation. Yet, even within the serene confines of the monastery, he found himself grappling with the complexities of the human mind. One day, a young woman named Maya arrived at the monastery, seeking solace after a personal loss. She was drawn to the peace and quiet that the temple offered, and Ajit was assigned to be her guide. As they walked through the monastery grounds, Maya asked about the life of a monk. "It is a life of simplicity," Ajit replied, "a life of discipline and self-control. We strive to cultivate mindfulness and compassion." Maya nodded, her eyes filled with admiration. "But is it not lonely?" she asked. Ajit smiled. "Loneliness is a state of mind. Even in solitude, one can find companionship in the teachings of the Buddha." As Maya's time at the monastery came to an end, she thanked Ajit for his guidance. "You have taught me so much," she said. "I will never forget you." Ajit smiled. "It is my privilege to serve you. May you find peace and happiness." As Maya departed, Ajit watched her go, a sense of peace washing over him. He had found joy in helping others, in sharing the teachings of the Buddha with those who sought it. But he also knew that true happiness lay within, in the cultivation of a peaceful and compassionate mind. One evening, as Ajit sat meditating in the courtyard, a strange sensation came over him. He felt a surge of energy, a tingling in his limbs. He opened his eyes and looked up at the sky, which was filled with stars. A shooting star streaked across the heavens, followed by another and another. Ajit stood up and walked outside. The stars were falling from the sky, a celestial spectacle that he had never seen before. He watched in awe as the sky was filled with light. As the meteor shower subsided, Ajit felt a sense of wonder and gratitude. He had witnessed something extraordinary, something that had reminded him of the vastness and mystery of the universe. And yet, in the midst of this cosmic display, he had also found a sense of peace and tranquility. Ajit returned to the monastery and resumed his meditation. As he sat there, his mind calm and peaceful, he realized that the true purpose of life was not to seek external validation or fulfillment, but to cultivate a deep sense of inner peace and compassion. And in that moment, he knew that he was on the right path. Ajit's life at the monastery continued in a peaceful and contemplative manner. He spent his days meditating, chanting, and studying the teachings of the Buddha. He also enjoyed tending to the monastery garden, finding solace in the simple act of nurturing the plants. One day, a young monk named Ravi arrived at the monastery. He was eager to learn from Ajit and to experience the monastic life. Ajit took Ravi under his wing and guided him through the various aspects of monastic practice. As Ravi progressed in his studies, he began to ask Ajit about his own experiences as a monk. Ajit shared stories of his childhood, of his journey to the monastery, and of the challenges he had faced along the way. He also spoke about his spiritual experiences, his moments of doubt and uncertainty, and his ultimate realization of the true nature of reality. Ravi was deeply moved by Ajit's words. He realized that the monastic life was not just about following a set of rules and regulations, but about embarking on a personal journey of spiritual growth and self-discovery. One evening, as they sat together in the courtyard, Ajit told Ravi about the night of the meteor shower. He described the awe and wonder he had felt as he watched the stars fall from the sky. He also spoke of the sense of peace and tranquility that had filled him in that moment. Ravi listened intently, his eyes filled with wonder. "It sounds like you had a mystical experience," he said. Ajit smiled. "Perhaps. But I believe that mystical experiences are not about extraordinary events. They are about the ordinary moments of life, when we are able to see the world with new eyes. As the years passed, Ajit continued to serve as a mentor and guide to the younger monks. He was respected and admired for his wisdom, his compassion, and his unwavering commitment to the Buddhist path. One day, Ajit received a letter from Maya. She had returned to the monastery after many years, seeking peace and solace once again. She had been following Ajit's progress through the monastery newsletter and had been inspired by his teachings. Ajit was delighted to see Maya again. He spent several days talking to her, sharing stories of his life and offering guidance and support. As Maya was about to leave, she thanked Ajit for everything he had done for her. "You have been a beacon of light in my life," she said. Ajit smiled. "It is my privilege to serve you. May you find peace and happiness." As Maya departed, Ajit watched her go, a sense of peace and fulfillment washing over him. He had lived a long and meaningful life, dedicated to the service of others and the cultivation of a peaceful and compassionate mind. And as he looked up at the starry sky, he knew that his journey was far from over.